Par rapport au budget de l'introduction du
For
vaccin,
the introduction of
il y a juste
vaccines,
eu,
GAVI
GAVI qui
only
s'est
committed a
engagé
total
pour
of
un montant de
$100,000.
100 000 dollars, mais ce montant reste encore insuffisant par
But this
rapport
amount is still insufficient compared to
au
the
budget
overall
global de
budget
l'introduction.
of the
Et donc,
introduction of
pour cela,
vaccines.
le pays va être obligé encore de faire des
As a
compromis
result, the
auprès
country
des
will
États
have to engage in
afin de
advocacy with
convaincre
other partners
les
to
États
fill up the
pour
gap
que cette
if we want the
introduction soit
introduction to be a
réussie.
success.
Le budget complet, ce serait
How much will it cost to fill that gap?
de quel montant?
Ça tourne
It is around
autour de
$350,000 to
350 à 400 000 dollars.
$400,000.
So there are a number of things that we think Gavi can do moving forward. We want them, of course, to continue the work on pricing and to go further. We've been protected primarily because we've focused on the old vaccines, but we know that going forward, the new vaccines are going to be more and more important, and we know that they are a bigger and bigger piece of the budget pie because they're more expensive. So we do believe that much more could be done to dramatically lower those prices.
Clearly, we need to have cheaper vaccines and more consistently supplied vaccines, because at the moment there are a number of bumps in the road with respect to consistent supply of vaccines. And because there are so few manufacturers, you can't shop around. Right? For most of the vaccines, there's like 2 suppliers, especially the new vaccines. So you get a bit stuck with respect to getting consistent supply. And of course, that affects the pricing as well.
Bringing down the prices of new vaccines is actually, I think, a central role of GAVI as an organization. I think there's many different ways of how they can do it. I think as being a major purchaser of vaccines in the world, as well as I think of the status of GAVI as an international organization and a big player in the vaccine global health community. But I think also, in being extremely smart in the way of how they negotiate with pharmaceutical companies.
What we have benefited from are the attempts by the international community, led by WHO, UNICEF, CHAI, the Gates Foundation, to have transparent pricing. So to the extent that we know what other countries are paying, that would strengthen our arm, even though our volumes may not be as large as, say, PAHO. But it does give us some sense of what other countries are paying.